is it just me, or are rappers just genuinely starting to run out of good ideas? That is the question I'm going to be talking about today. Why modern rap music really isn't that good right now. It honestly is in a very, very poor state. And I'm going to talk about some albums that recently released and some albums that might come out very soon. But as to why rap music feels like it's stale, it's very dry. Like right now, I'm not really listening to that much rap, but rap has always been like the first thing that I kind of got discovered music, and that's what helped me. That's what made me be so in love with music. I love music. Music's amazing. I think music is like very foundation in life. Music can change your emotion and change your mental state if you listen to enough of a certain genre. But why is rap in such a bad state right now? That's what I'm going to talk about today on this episode of the 365 podcast. I hope you enjoy it. I'm trying my best to make it as good of an episode as possible for you if I don't continue to stutter and mess up my words. But yes, this is going to be a good episode, so I hope you enjoy it. Welcome back to the show. I make a podcast episode every single day for 365 days. You will be hated for speaking the truth.
You definitely have like an X-ray goggles on, where you can see someone's aura.
A house divided against itself shall not stand. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25.
If you want to make something of yourself, forget your political beliefs.
Because different believers experience God in different ways, different non-believers need different explanations to see God as real. Things that make you angry suck you in.
Satan's plan fails, right? And God's plan prevails.
So rap's the baby. Rap is the thing that kind of got me into my love for music. I love music. Right now, I'm not listening to a lot of rap. Believe it or not, I'm listening to a lot of like dance, Spanish, some Brazilian funk. Like that's and Jim Hardstyle. That's like those are the main genres of music I'm listening to right now. But I'm always gonna love just a good, solid rap song that I've had in my original playlist. Like I have a bunch of different playlists on Spotify because I like to have different sounds, different types of things that make me feel different ways. Rap is always gonna be that the baby, right? It's always gonna be the thing that's the most fond to me no matter what. So it really does sadden me to see the state of the industry be so messed up. And like, do you count the kind of garbage degen rapping, like, you know, like a Ken Carson, Playboy Cardi, Yeet, like those types of guys as a part of it? Like I don't think so. Are they like the reason why rap's not good? Definitely not. But like, I think they're their own genre entirely, and I don't listen to that stuff, and I don't really support that stuff. But if you like it, that's your thing, you know. But that's not what I would like. I like, you know, real type of rap type of thing. But I look, and now, like, let's start small. Let's start simple. Let's start with the most recent rap albums that released, right? 2 albums released like end of January, beginning of February that we have been waiting for the longest time. 2025 was already such a dead year for rap. Such a dead year. Like there was that one album with what was the guy's name? I forgot the name, but with Pusha T and I forgot Clips. That's his name, Clips. That was a good album. That was probably the best album of the year, but even that was like a low-key, under the radar, even a slightly underground album. Like the big guys, the guys that are supposed to take over the scene, supposed to make a mark. In 2025, there was none of that. It was all rumors. It was all just speculation. But it was all pretty bad. Like what did release was not good at all. And I even look at a lot of the songs that are kind of replaying, like that are rap songs, and even in some other genres as well, are stuff that are from 2023, and even before that, like most recent 2023, 2024, like 2025 stuff, there was really nothing spectacular. I'm gonna be honest. Like the JID album came out, there were a couple of good songs, but like again, nothing truly spectacular. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, nothing truly spectacular. Like in my opinion, the best album of 2025. What was released in the first month of 2025 is the Weeknd album that he released. That was spectacular music, but he's not a rapper, so that's kind of you know besides the point. So 2026 was supposed to kick off with a bang. It was supposed to kind of fill in those gaps as to what was wrong with the rap industry in 2025. There was that whole Kanye controversy with the Spotify changing like the revenues for the streams and that type of thing. That could have maybe affected it a little bit. It could have maybe affected artists' desire to actually release quality music. Maybe, but I'm not so sure if that's really the full reason behind it. Well, let's look at the case study, right? We look at "Don't Be Dumb" by ASAP Rocky and "The Fall Off" by J. Cole. Those are the albums that I am referring to when I'm talking about the albums that were highly anticipated for a long time. "The Fall Off" was announced in 2018, and we thought it would come out in 2025. Didn't happen, right? There was the whole Kendrick Drake beef. We thought "The Fall Off" would have some kind of like there'd be some songs with a tie into that. Never really happened like that. And Don't Be Dumb similarly. I think Don't Be Dumb maybe 2019 it was announced, maybe more recently, like maybe as recently as 2022. I don't really remember when it was announced, but still we've been waiting for it for a long time. ASAP Rocky's last album was 2018 as well, right? J. Cole had the off season in 2020, which was a solid album as well. So we've been waiting for these two gems for a while. They have been in the works. So we were like kind of as a community expecting something truly spectacular, something truly that would truly captivate the audience as one of the best rap arts that you can really ever experience. It didn't happen. It didn't happen like that. Don't Be Dumb had a couple of like hype songs that were pretty good, but a lot of just like a lot of things that were kind of mid. And I think I don't share that. I don't stand alone with that opinion that it was kind of mid. A lot of the songs were kind of just throwaway songs. And also, you look at J. Cole. J. Cole's album, again, a couple of bangers, couple of solid songs, but considering there were like 30 songs on the album, a lot of them were just talking about like his relationships with women or like how a girl was lying to him or something like that. And a lot of them felt like kind of bland, like repetitive. It didn't feel like there was anything new, anything exciting, anything captivating, apart from like a couple of specific moments. But for the most part, 80% of it was not really what we were hoping for. So it wasn't like the albums were bad. Like I still say like Fall Off was still like a 7 out of 10 album, but it just wasn't like at that level that we were expecting considering how long we've been waiting. And is that because of the situation with the rap scene, right? And since then, there hasn't been a single album of note like Bully by Kanye, but half of that, if not more, was just AI. It felt fake listening to it, I'm gonna be honest. And it just feels like it's just a big question mark in the industry. It's like, what's happening, right? Like, where are we going? What direction is this moving in? Because it's really, really stagnant. Because you had those albums, and that was January, and even still, like they weren't as great as we thought they would be. They're still decent. Like they still weren't horrible. So maybe some other people can kind of pick up, right? Pick up the pace, make things there better. But there haven't been any notable releases at all in that time, apart from Bully, which again, AI. We have Iceman by Drake, which is coming out middle of May. That's been announced. I am not confident. I'm a huge Drake fan. Love his stuff. But I am not confident that it's going to be a good album either. I hope he blows me away. I hope he proves me wrong. But I'm not confident. And the reason why I'm not confident is kind of like similar reasons, right? He's I thought it was supposed to come out last year, but it's kind of been delayed. And maybe it's being delayed because like the stuff just isn't that good. Like sometimes, maybe sometimes things are delayed because you're working on it better, you want to tweak it, you want to make things better, but maybe it's just being delayed because like it's just taking too long for him to get that pen working, right? And it's not just Drake, right? It probably was a little bit of a case with J. Cole, it was a little bit of a case with ASAP Rocky, right? He had to put a song in the album talking about the whole Drake situation and then like the whole diss thing, which is still kind of lingering over Drake's head, which I really hope he addresses in like the most like hype like rap way that he possibly can. Like I personally think I look back on the Drake Kendrick beef and like maybe I thought that whole thing was supposed to spark some sort of a deeper feeling within the industry because even back then I remember like 2023 was not that good of a year if not for Utopia by Travis Scott. It was actually also pretty mid-year on the rap front as well. And then For All the Dogs by Drake, it was like an okay album, but like not many people liked it. Like 2023 was also not really a good year. 2024 was a little bit better if I remember correctly. 2024 could have also been like a terrible year if I'm just kind of remembering wrong. But then 2025 was really bad. Like 2025 was really stagnant. But 2026, we're almost halfway into the year and we're almost in May, right? It's still just pretty bad right now for the industry. So I asked the question, why? Like, why is that the case? Like, are they literally just running out of material? Like, they can't get creative anymore? Like I feel like that's not the case. I feel like creativity and art has no limits. Like there should be no real stop point for anyone, whether they're a big artist or whether they're an up and coming artist in the industry or in rap or in whatever other genre of music. Like you see other genres still popping off, right? You see like pop songs still going big, like club songs still being big, right? Like it's still possible to make that banger, right? Like it doesn't need to be like Michael Jackson levels where it's like, oh, the second you hear this, you know it's gonna be a banger. It doesn't always have to be like that. It just has to be like something good and with a level of quality that's a little bit better and a little bit more consistent, right? Like good flows, good rhymes, right? Specifically with rap. You see other industries doing well. Like you see like again, like girl pop music, that's very big right now. Very like it does very well. Why is rap not really doing as well as that? Maybe it's to say you don't have to be so lyrically connected to be in the pop industry, and that's true. You just have to make something that's catchy. But sometimes it's the same thing with rap too. You just have to make something that's catchy. It doesn't have to be lyrically. It doesn't have to be like you don't have to be a lyrical genius, right? But luckily, we have lyrical geniuses like J. Cole, like Kendrick Lamar, like Drake. Whether he has ghostwriters or not, he still spits some good stuff. Or like whoever else is out there, right? Like you got Pusha T, you have the Clips album, like that was a good album, very well made, and maybe that shows that it's still possible, right? Jid obviously still showing that it might be possible, right? The Baby Keem album, I completely forgot about the Baby Keem album. That was like the most. That was like another more recent album. I personally didn't like it. I think maybe it was a better reception among the greater fan base. I personally didn't really like it. But I'm not so sure about the opinions on that. But even still, like we were waiting for his album for 4 years as well, and even still, we got something that I imagine still was a little bit underwhelming in comparison to what we were expecting, similar to J. Cole and ASAP Rocky. So I look at that and I ask the question, like, well, what's happening, right? Like is the industry just gonna die off? People just gonna stop making music, or people like just gonna stop caring and they're gonna move towards other genres, doing other things? You've already seen Drake kind of tap into that, right? Tap into the dance a little bit, right? Tap into different styles and like the whole like some sexy songs for you, like the the kind of like sexy songs or what like whatever you want to call like R&B type of thing. You see him moving into that, but I think that's just because that's Drake. I think like he basically is doing whatever he wants right now. Like he doesn't really care about the bars, the lyricism as much anymore. But what about everyone else? What about everybody else in the industry, right? What about like you have like the garbage rap and that's there's nothing lyrical about it, but there was never anything lyrical about it and that was always popular, right? Like even look at Playboy Cardi. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but it's like what made his album Music that much worse than than the album whatever the other album was, the 2020 album that he released on Christmas Day, the whatever it was, I don't know what it's called. What made that album like pop off so much and like just go off in the club and in the raves and whatever? And what made Music be kind of like mid, right? It wasn't the quality of the songs. The quality of the songs were the same because it's the same garbage. Like maybe it truly is just like the anticipation. Maybe it was just the fact that it was a 30-song album. Maybe it was just too long. People didn't want to listen to all of that. And maybe again, in Cardi's case, maybe he just baited the fans for too long to the point where they just didn't even want to really give it a chance because he's supposed to release it like a couple years before he did. I really don't know. I really don't know. But sometimes I listen to some of the recent songs. Like I can even pinpoint like the Jack Boys 2 album. Like some songs you just like it just sounds like out of tune. It just sounds out of whack. It just sounds like they don't even know what they're doing anymore at times. And it's just not good. Like it's just simply like, it's like good music, good sound, hard or not. And it's just not. With so many songs and so many albums that have released in recent years, we're gonna specifically talk about the rap industry. And I ask why. Like, well, are they running out of ideas? Maybe. But again, I think creativity knows no limits. That's my personal opinion. Are they running out of ideas? Does it have to do with like something legal, where like they don't wanna make music because like of the whole Spotify situation, or does it just have to do with the fact that like no one's really motivated anymore? Like everyone who's at the top is already at the top, and they don't really feel like they need anything else other than what they currently have? Is it because Is it because now that a lot of this generation's older, we're just having like a shift in the generation, and maybe in a few years, a new generation of up and coming artists will come up and take this scene by storm and make rap good again? Like, are we just in a transition period? I mean, the boring answer is that's kind of a combination of everything, right? Like, it's always going to be the boring answer, right? I'm just kind of spitballing, coming up with ideas, and I'm sure there are another couple of ideas as to why this is the case. But I've just given a couple examples. Maybe it's just me. Like, maybe it's just me. I don't think it's just me, because I think I've seen a lot of other ratings. Like, if you know who the NFR podcast guys are, sometimes they can be a little bit dumb with their ratings, but what they do basically is they're music podcasts, right? They go and like deep dive in depth ratings of albums that come out. And I don't think they have given anything a stellar rating in a while. Like, I'm trying to think what the last one was. I used to watch a lot of their ratings, and now not as much anymore because of the fact that the scene's kind of gone a little bit dead, a little bit dry in that regard. I'm trying to think like there was this whole thing where they hadn't rated like an album a 10 out of 10 album in like years, right? And then they had one album. It might have been the Pusha T Clips album. And then everything around it is just mid, it's just slop, it's just it doesn't really feel perfect. Like, it doesn't really feel like it's rap. It doesn't feel like they're trying, right? That might be just what it's down to, right? I hope Iceman's good, right? I hope Iceman kind of like gives me leaves me with egg on my face, right? I hope it does, because I want it to be good. I like Drake. I want him to release a good album, right? Remember, the last album he released as a solo project, For All the Dogs, was not necessarily something a lot of people liked, right? I didn't think it was that bad, but it clearly did not get good overall public reception. So I hope Iceman's good, but I don't have high hopes for it. And if it is bad, it just kind of proves my point further. That it's like it just feels like it's stagnant. It feels like it's kind of repetitive, kind of stale, whatever it is. Even like the big guys, like what we were expecting with J. Cole and ASAP Rocky, they didn't really deliver in the way that I personally wanted them to, right? Like Kendrick Lamar, like since the Drake beef and since he released an album where it was just 5 copies of Not Like Us, and again, not a good album. GNX, not a good album either. But since he released that, it's kind of been quiet as well from him. Maybe he's cooking up something in the lab, or maybe he's truly just done. Like, I don't know. Like, are they just done with again, is it just the industry? Are people just sick and tired of it? Are they just they're just tired of being managed and moved around, and they want, maybe like there's a problem with creative expression? Maybe they're being prevented from having creative expression, or maybe they just don't have the desire anymore. Like, whether they're a big guy or they are an up and coming guy, like the problem is maybe the up and coming guys can't get good enough recognition, they can't get a good enough platform because of the algorithms, and the big guys just don't want to keep going. It's like, again, it's a combination of everything, but I think those are some very valid reasons as to why the industry is stagnant. Do I think that it will stay like this? I honestly don't know. I hope not. I hope that we can have some high quality albums in the back end of this year, and hopefully 2027, 2028 things can kind of move into a better direction, because it's kind of the same thing in a lot of the other arts, right? I made a video a few weeks ago talking about movies, how movies suck. Like, when I went to watch the Michael movie a few days ago, which I also talked about in a recent episode, that was like the first movie I watched in theaters in many, many years. Right? It's not because, like, it's also, I'm not really a movie person, but even still, there just haven't been that many good movies. And people that I know around me that are very into movies would agree. Same thing with like actual real art, right? Like the whole modern art movement, which like people kind of hate on, because like you can just draw like some lines on a painting and it can be considered art, right? And people will pay 20,000 for it, right? You can splurge some crap that like has no creative expression at all. You just did it just to do it, and people have abused it, and people have gone away with some artistic fraud because of the way the industry is going, right? It's like and then for rap industry and maybe in some other industries of music as well, you just kind of ask the question like, oh, are they just done? Like, is there no more creativity left in those bones? I personally don't think so. I don't think so. I think we as humans are very creative and very capable of kind of expressing that artistic side of ourselves. So it's not just the rap industry. It feels like kind of all the arts are losing its beauty a little bit. They're losing the impact that they perhaps had in times past. Is it because of social media? Is social media also the culprit? Because now we just have so much content available to us that we don't want to, that maybe like maybe the rap is good and I'm just kind of brainwashed by TikTok sounds that like you don't appreciate the rap lyricism because the whole TikTok sound thing, and it's like you just want that one. People are optimizing for that one good like 20 seconds of a song, like the hook of the song, but the rest of it sucks. There's some songs like that as well. That could be the problem. It could be a combination, and I think every single one of these has a small part to play in it in like the bigger picture. But I think truly there's hope. I think there is light at the end of the tunnel here when it comes to the rap industry, when it comes to music, or when it comes to arts in general. I think truly that things are moving forward. I think the fact that the Michael movie was as good as it was, and the fact that there are some other movies, hopefully that are going to be good movies in this year, 2026. Hopefully this year can also be a year where rap can bounce back. Obviously, there's still half the year to go. If Iceman drops and it's actually a freaking amazing album, that can hopefully motivate some of the other big artists to come in and make a contribution to having another good year in the rap scene. But I think there is hope. I think there is hope. I think maybe this is more of like a stagnation, a transition into a new era where like we still are waiting for those up and coming guys that actually have good talent and good sound to come in. And a combination of all these things, hopefully I believe it'll all blow over. Like I think if rap continues to just talk about drugs, gangs, sex, and like violence, right? Like drugs, guns, and violence, right? Sex, money, drugs, right? That's literally I think Lucky has an album titled that. Like that just tells you where we're at, right? If those continue to be like the common topics talked about, obviously rap's just gonna completely die out because eventually people are gonna realize, oh, like this is just like not good anymore. And I think so many people have already started to realize, oh, that's just not good anymore. Like we want something deeper, we want something more real, more truly like actually creative and artistic rather than just sex, money, and drugs, right? Like I'm not saying we all have to listen to gospel music, but perhaps we need to kind of move into like a more healthy direction, let's say, when it comes to the actual content talked about in a lot of these. Then it goes back to like are they just running out of ideas? Like there's a world where some of them might be just running out of ideas because well that's kind of all they talk about. They haven't been going through like real experiences anymore. What they used to talk about was how they were like in the poor neighborhoods, right? And now that they've made it to the top, they actually don't have those experiences anymore. So like what was so deep about what made them big actually ends up hurting them now that they are big, that like their music isn't as good anymore. Like I'm not specifically calling anyone out. Like I'm not saying the Fall Off was a bad album. I'm saying that it wasn't as good as we maybe were anticipating considering how long we waited. But at the same time, like a lot of other albums are that bad, right? So don't just like blame the big guys, right? Blame the other guys, the secondary guys that are also not really doing that well. So we're waiting for the up and coming people, the guy that's young, ambitious, with talent, that wants to kind of take the rap industry over by storm. I think there's a real doorway open for that type of a person right now, considering where we're at when it comes to the whole scene. So that's all I got. I think that is me talking about the rap scene. That is why rap seems like it is kind of falling apart in 2026. That's why it just feels like it's not good right now. But I truly do think that there's hope, and I think that there will be that guy that comes in, or those group of guys that will come in and take it by storm and kind of move it into a different direction. Maybe they'll come out with like a more unique, different sound. Again, like the creativity will never stop. There will never be like a barrier. I don't think people have run out of ideas. I think we're just looking for a new set of eyes, and we're looking for a new lens. I think we're looking for new perspectives on life when it comes to who is actually the one making these types of music. And if people move away from kind of the heathenist stuff and more like, I don't say again, like I am a Christian guy, like I believe in God, and I think there's a place for gospel music, there's a place for it, but it doesn't all have to be that. It could just be good solid rap talking about life experiences. Sometimes even they kind of pisses me off because they mention God in their songs, but like in a very like in kind of like a half blasphemous way a little bit, where it's like it's not glorifying God, it's just mentioning him as a part of like just to make something rhyme or just for something to sound cool, but like they don't actually believe in God. Like it's just mentioning it. Maybe it's because it's also trendy, but like I'm not saying that they have to go full like believe in God everything, right? I'm saying that we just need maybe a new perspective, a different set of eyes, maybe a slight shift in the dynamic, in the types of content that they're talking about on these songs and in these albums. And maybe on the other side of it, we will actually like get out of it, and we will actually look back, and we'll have a good rest of the year when it comes to the rap and when it comes to kind of the future. Because I love it, man. And as I kind of started this episode with, like, I'm listening to a lot of other stuff right now, but rap has always kind of been what I love from the beginning, what kind of got me into music. So it's always going to be the baby. It's always going to be the thing I'm fond of, no matter how Christian I get, no matter how much I believe in God. Like sometimes, like when you just hear something and it just goes hard, you just enjoy it, and you just want to enjoy it for the sake of just enjoying it. And it's good workout music in the gym, or it's just good hype music that you hype for something, whatever it is, or it's just good stuff that you can enjoy on a car ride home type of thing. Like those are the types of feelings I like to experience as much as possible in my life, and it kind of is sad to see that especially with newer music, we want new music because eventually songs will get old. Like, you play a song a few hundred times, it doesn't matter how good it is, eventually it will get old and it won't hit the same. You want stuff that'll hit different because it's new, and that new experience will make our lives better and allow us to truly see the power the music has. But right now we're in a moment where that's not really happening, and we're still waiting for that big album. And hopefully maybe if the Iceman album by Drake is something big and good, it can maybe open the floodgates for other people. But if it's not good, maybe it'll just kind of continue to stagnate until something drastic changes. But why it is the case, I can't really put my finger on specifically, but I've given you a bunch of reasons and personal theories as to why it is the case. It kind of has a combination with everything, just kind of one big blob that kind of leads to a staleness in the rap industry. But that is why rap seems a little bit stale in 2026, because it is. And I don't think it's just me. I think it literally is like, yeah, when you have one big guy releasing an album every couple months, and again, like the other big guy, whatever Kanye is dealing with, like that's whatever he's dealing with, like that's his thing. But you have an AI album, like I definitely don't think AI is going to solve the problem. It's only really going to make it worse because of the fact that it feels fake, right? Like when I listened to Bully, it just felt fake listening to it. And so I just couldn't really get behind it. I'm sure a lot of people did get behind it, but I just couldn't personally. So AI is not the future. I think the future is definitely just a new voice, a new perspective, and a new wave of younger, more motivated guys that are going to just talk about their experiences. And I think that is how rap will kind of move into a better direction. So that's what I got to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was interesting. This is something that really interests me because I really have a very big love for music. So I hope it does interest you as well. Obviously, if you don't love music, that's okay as well. But obviously, if you don't love music, you wouldn't have been watching until this point. So I imagine you have some sort of a music that you do love, whether it's like country music, or if it's ABC, anything but country, or if it's rap, or if it's dance, or if it's gospel music, or whatever your niche is, or if it's a combination of everything. That's kind of, it's kind of where I'm at right now. It's a big combination of a bunch of different types of genres, like maybe more so than throughout my entire life, because rap has kind of taken a step back and been a little bit stagnant. But if you enjoyed it, please, man, let me know. Like the video, subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Spotify. I appreciate you for watching this episode of the 365 Podcast. Today was more of a chill one, not as existential, but still, like, we want good music, right? We just want to have that hit. We just want to feel the passion that music can bring us, and that rap specifically can bring us. But it's been pretty stagnant, and that feeling, especially with the novelty, with something new and good, has been few and far between in the past couple of years, I'd say. So hopefully it'll move forward in a better direction. But as of now, we're gonna hope Iceman is good. Obviously, when it comes out, I'll definitely talk about it on this show, because music is also something that is pretty interesting to me. But the point is, it's like, just have hope, right? Continue to find that sound that fits you, fits your vibe, and makes you feel good. Like, I don't really like depressing music because I think that just feeds into a negative energy. Find music that makes you feel good, that lifts you up, that hypes you up even. And then I think, we can all experience a little bit of that joy that music brings us every day. But let's hope that it kind of gets better in the coming months and coming years when it comes to the rap industry, and when it comes to really just the music industry in general, and even when it comes to the arts in general, because I think there's nothing better than our ability to creatively express ourselves as human beings. So thank you for watching this episode of the 365 Podcast. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to sign off now and end it right here. As always, I'll see you tomorrow for the next one.